Zack, he's not just a director, he's a huge fanboy as well. He loves comics and he loves these characters. So for him, the thrill of seeing Batman and Superman together on the big screen for the first time was even greater than just a director feeling that way, because it's what the fans want to see.
Pretty exciting. The first time Superman and Batman are on screen together in the history of cinema.
Quiet, here we go. Camera ready? Here we go. Start the race. Roll it. Bring it out of time slowly. Okay. Ready. And action.
Breathe it in. That's fear. You're not brave. Men are brave.
You're ready for another take, but otherwise you're sloshing about the place, and the material on the suit starts to stretch a little bit. But during a fight sequence where the person you're fighting, because of the nature of their costume, can't see anything, you're the one who has to be watching for punches, the usual stuff of when you're punching someone, it's where to punch, how deep.
Whatever excuses you guys need. His eyes are covered, he can't see.
And as soon as it starts raining, all of your distance is messed with. You have to adjust immediately. Plus, the water's really cold, and so it's that moment of sort of going, and action, and then remembering everything you have to do, and try not to get hit in the face by a guy wearing hard plastic gloves, or vice versa.
We did have a lot more kind of complicated fight sequences. It's a fun collaboration. I really have a good time with those guys, trying to figure out like what we can and cannot do. And more often than not, it's can. I very rarely get a like, nah, we can't do that from those guys.
For a scene like this, it takes months and months of stunt training just to get the actual movement of all the fights. So in this rooftop fight, we have ourselves hooked up to these wires. Under the suit, we have this harness, it's super tight, and we get strapped in, right, to these winches. And they make us fly or crash. And for example, in this fight scene, Batman does this kick to Superman. It sends him launched across the rooftop into this awning rooftop skylight. 3, 2, 1, go! Cut him down! Hey, Mark, good. Thank you, guys. Good work.
Thank goodness for Albert, but otherwise I'd have a bit of a headache. Later, this roof piece here will break through. All the fight sequences and stunt sequences, they're a lot of fun to do. They really are. I spent 6 months doing all kinds of training anyway, and I got a chance to run through, especially this sequence with the stunt guys over and over again. I've been very fortunate to have Albert do a lot of the really tricky wire stuff for me, which can cause some genuine injuries.
Right here we have Henry. Batman just threw him over the balcony. He just landed on these radiators. Batman ties up his ankles, and he's gonna drag him, and he's gonna smash him all the way across these pillars. And then land there. It's gonna be fun.
The stunt crew as a whole, just, I mean, they're fantastic guys to work with, and they know that I'm not a pro stuntman, and so I get a bit of leeway. There's a lot of understanding here. It's a lot of fun.
All right, here we go. Pitch yourself next time.
Am I getting hit with this sink? Anyone? When it came to the big sink hit, fortunately, he's not actually hitting me with a real sink, or even a breakaway sink. We've got a wonderful CGI team with DJ, and he has this large foam piece, which essentially he just lifts up and smacks me on the head with. It's that simple. It's like being hit with a Nerf bat, like a super soft one. In post-production, you see an actual sink breaking in Ben's hands as he lifts it up to hit me.
So it's an interesting role for Superman to navigate.
It's about keeping the complexity
and truth of the character.
The dream fulfillment of what would that be like if I was that powerful?
We felt that if we were going to expand the universe, we expanded in a way to embrace Wonder Woman, and we're glad to.
Super surprised how emotional I felt about this moment because I knew, and women of all ages. It touched me in a way I didn't really expect. It took me off guard.
The effect that her in costume had was fascinating to see develop. I mean, a bunch of us were crying. That's just how powerful the imagery was.
People were just saying that they have anticipated for so long to see Wonder Woman on the big screen, and when they saw me ready with the makeup and the hair and the costume, they were very excited. So it was very moving for me.
I like the idea that my daughter will have this amazing superhero character who's an important part of the fabric of the DC world.
And I think that Wonder Woman brings a lot of values with her, rather than the fact that she's very strong and she has this amazing people to see.
Ah! Look really good. Look really good from here.
She has the opportunity to communicate some ideas that no other character in this whole universe that's being created can communicate.
Having this opportunity to bring a woman into that world so that people can, and I'm not saying just women, but people in general, can look at this female hero and understand that, again, it's trying to turn the conversation toward equality. It's a way of sort of maybe creating some sort of balance, I guess, is the most important thing.
So I think seeing her be an incredible badass, but completely in herself as a woman and still attractive and still cool and still loving and still kind and losing none of that while being just as powerful, that's the thing that I feel like now is the moment for that more than ever.
That seismic moment when you see Batman and Superman on screen together for the very first time, you bring Wonder Woman into that mix, and for a DC fan who loves these characters, to see all three together, it just changes it dramatically.
Ah! Look really good. Look really good from here.
Dawn of Justice, the film title, really speaks to the idea that we're hinting at a future where these characters can work as a team.
When I saw one of the playbacks that we did on the first day, that we shot the three of us together, I needed to pinch myself and see if it's true because it's so strong. I was kind of shell-shocked. Nice, wow.
I think the interesting thing about Wonder Woman as presented here too is that she's a bit of both Batman and Superman. She has the powers of Superman. I think she's a better fighter than Superman.
Jason is just a physical presence. He's enormous, kind of scary, but at the same time, he's warm and loving. And we felt like these were characteristics that Aquaman needed to have.
Aquaman opens up this world of exploring.
Woman is timeless, but also, if you meet Gal, you will think she's timeless as well. She's a mixture of classic beauty, but something amazingly exotic, and you can't really pin it down. It was amazing to shoot her because in real life she can be very elegant but also very silly and goofy, and it's such a contrast to her when she's Diana, who just looks like a supermodel and is very serious, and then also Wonder Woman.
Gal did a lot of training. There's a lot of martial art drills that we'll do with her. Stances, footwork, punching drills, kicking drills, etc. And then
weapons are distressed and they have a fantastic sense of age.
It's been around for centuries and centuries because she's immortal, and who knows how old this costume is. And it really feels like something you could fight in.
We really wanted the character to have a perfect balance between a power and a sense of intimidation, but also balance that with a grace and a majesty.
It was incredible. It serves the character. I just love it. I didn't want to take it off.
She has lots of great toys. She has this amazing lasso that glows, especially when it's under her power. And she has a sword, and she has this really great...
Love the icon of her being inserted into this sort of man struggle between Superman and Batman.